Bear Claw. If we see Bear Claw played in this series, then I'd like to see the lights, rather than just going to fight and just going to fight in the inevitable deaths, start running around and capping, right? Start running around to maybe start running around to like that, start running around to that, just run all around, right? Theta's no man's lane. You kind of have to leave that alone, but just get their mechs, get them to like split up. Get their mechs to split up. And maybe even if you catch people out, if your lights preserve enough HP, you can keep that rolling. So we are getting very close to match time at this point. With a little bit of just random map talk to fill the air, if you will. So we should be getting Heavenward in the lobby shortly from Potato Carry Society.
I don't know if you want me to send me an invite to the lobby.
Yeah, let me get you in here. Sorry about that.
Do you want to type that, Hauser? Or do you want me to?
Yes, I will. I will tell them. So we will start the map bans. So start map bans when ready has been called. They're ready to start. Oh, I'm on the wrong map ban link.
Yeah, that I changed that. You need the link? Or do you already have it?
It has been changed over. So we do see Potato Care Society banning or picking Bear Claw. I'm sorry. Now it is next to Skye Rangers. They do pick Viridian, so the exact same layout we did see from the previous set. Will Potato Kick pick Frozen?
Potato picked HPG.
So there we go. So we'll start with Bear Claw, Viridian, HVG, Frozen, and then finally Terra. And now we're picking sides. Skye Rangers picking Southside Bear Claw. That's about what you'd expect to see. Good to see that coming from Skye Rangers. We're not gonna. Well, we may see a counter push or something of that nature come from Potato Carry, but it will not be from Skye Rangers. We've seen a lot of times teams are picking the north side of Bear Claw, and all I have to wonder about that is that's just very confusing to me, right? We've talked about it a whole bunch already tonight. It's just you're at too much of a disadvantage for playing in a number of specific ways if you pick that south side of the map, or sorry, if you pick that north side of the map. So, as I'm rambling on here, they are just about done with map bans. So there we have Skye Rangers on Southside Frozen City. We have Potato Carry North Side, and then Terra Therma. So I will start doing the side swap right about now. That will be our map bans.
I'm expecting Srot and Potato to do control strats on Bear Claw. And I wonder who's gonna play for or fight over Theta. If they do try to fight over Theta with their lights, or will they just send their lights in the side caps and do side battles?
So we have the side swap complete now. At this point, team 1 is on the clock, 5 minutes. Oh, we need to change the map actually real quick.
Yes.
I'm doing everything all at once here. There we go. So the map is picked. That part is finally done. All right, cool. So let us go over to the map stream. Maybe we can talk a little bit about it.
So, what team side do you think is stronger for a controls side anyway?
So the south side is objectively better for controlling, and here's why, right? Not only is Theta closer to the south spawn, so literally if you have a
Yeah.
light mech of equal speed spawn south and a light mech of equal speed spawn north, the south mech will always make it first, and more than likely not be able to get cap points on the cap rather than north side. And in addition, we have this very strong sort of G6 rock right here. We're not seeing a lot of teams use it too much yet, but this rock, if you put any sort of lasers on it, can shoot right past us all onto Theta, covering all these sorts of angles. The only thing it can't see is just like all the way to the left here, which is almost no man's land, right? So it's mainly those two reasons, to be quite honest, but that's just enough to make it untenable to control from the north. You'd have to basically bully off a lot of different positions coming from the north. You have to bully off a lot of different positions. You have to bully off almost everything around here, almost everything around here. It's just very untenable just to get Theta, because the reality is Theta is a very open cap. Yes, you have buildings sort of to the left and right, just a little bit something like that, but it's still just so open that any sort of light mech just absolutely numing anywhere up here, nume anywhere up there, can just, I mean, you can just get free denies and Theta all day long from all sorts of little angles, and there's just not much that can be done about it. So at that point, if you're north side, you understand that Theta is not yours. At that point, you're playing Sigma Kappa Epsi, and that can be just as hard. Epsi is so easy to deny with just a single light mech coming in here. As I am talking, just way too much talking.
Yeah.
So both sides are locked super fast. Very good. We're just gonna cut the crap and we're just gonna straight into the match here. So
Let's
I will
do
just
that.
switch us right over. All the teams launching. We are good to go, and we are launching. Very fast locks. Love to see it.
Looks like Team 1 chose Alpha Bravo, but Lances really don't say anything. But I am expecting Surratt's Team 1, right? I think they are, right? If Surratt is doing a controller side, then they're going to try to get Sigma, Theta, FC, or maybe Kappa, depending on what their lights are going to. I think it's going to be FC because they are spawning Bravo Alpha, but.
All right. I think these teams are going to be pretty closely matched in skill, to be entirely honest with you. This is going to be a fun series to watch coming into this. So we're looking at PCSx mechs. So we're going to see Osiris 3D. We're going to see a Hellfire Void, Stone Rhino 1, Jenner 2 C2. We're going to see a Nitro J Kite. We're going to see an Executioner A, Shadowcat D, and a Viper F. What do you see over there on S route?
Okay, I say a Viper F, a Marauder 2C, a Flea 19, a Locust 3V, a Ryan Skull, XEM, Shadowcat B, Star Rhino 1.
So looking through the builds a little bit, we see Patchy has an MRM 10, Ear Smalls, Light Machine Guns on that Osiris 3D, heading straight for Theta, normal Shadowcat from Black Kaiman, normal Flea, we have a pretty normal Ear Medium LMG Viper, we have a Laser Vomit Hybrid Executioner from Edward Ash, Gadolidium AC10 ERPPC Stone Rhino, not opting for the Plasma like most of the Stone Rhinos run. An interesting choice, I would say, Marauder 2C. That's a very interesting choice. Just a standard Marauder 2C, Forkless Boom Wrecker, Light Machine Gun, Medium X Pulse, Locust 3V. I believe that's the Cap Locust. We see the Hellfire Void, 2 large pulse, Hag 30, very normal stuff. Nitro J-Kite, 4 AC5s Plasma. That is actually very interesting. So they're expecting to receive some sort of push with that pick, in my opinion, from Skye Rangers of Terra here.
I'm surprised that Marauder 2C is like with that weaponry. I feel like it's a little bit undergunned.
I would agree with that. Might be a standard engine, which wouldn't be a bad choice on this map, actually. So we do see, of course, the prophesized south side getting Theta first has come to pass, and Sky Rangers are sitting on that comfortable early 3 cap. So at this point, if you're your potato carry, you need to quickly figure out a solution for Kappa, because this map can just kind of be a stalemate if both teams play this sort of cagey rotating control style, which is exactly what they're doing. So we do see Potato Carry is acting, though. They're acting pretty fast. They're moving their Nitro, Stone Rhino, Executioner. They're starting to move a lot of their assets towards the Epsilon side of the map, with the Hellfire, Jenner, Viper already on that side of the map.
I think what Potato is trying to do is spread toward like across the airfields, which is kind of a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. Doubly so, very considering, or very awkwardly, I should say, we have the SROT mechs all just clumped up on Theta. If you notice that, I don't like that at all. I think some of those bigs need to be pulling distance and pulling ground, or even the lights, either or. You can't have both just sitting on the same ground here. And we see kind of Pinky Feldman and that Marauder just basically getting crossfired to death almost. He's already orange, 85%. We're just going to see a lot of crossfire hits. And Pinky Feldman is almost getting red, 80%. Pinky Feldman is absolutely just getting drilled there in the Marauder. He's forced to take cover in the building. They're just getting crossfired because SROT sent every single one of the mechs on in the Theta cap. I'm not sure. What do you think about this?
I'm very confused what Stry is trying to do here. Are they just trying to die on Theta, or are they trying to actually, trade? But I'm not even sure. They're all, they're getting pincered all around the map. They're losing ground. And
they're literally getting crossfire from every single angle right now. Actually, every possible angle just about they're getting crossfired from. It's actually impressive.
Stry is pushing across the first airfield, or to the first airfield, and they're losing a lot of HP by doing this.
So this is a very interesting strategy from SROT, right? They spawned south, they got Theta, they got the early 3 cap, they still are sitting on a 3 cap, and yet they've elected to push onto PCX's side of the map. I'm not sure about this one. You already see Pinky Feldman super hurt. He's realistic, only a few shots away from death. Got Iridium, also ran the Storm Round of 65%. He's also only a few shots away from death. They're going to need to trade very well here into PCS.
Potato's been doing a good job by trading here with their long range. Their Storm Rhino is actually very healthy, so if they try to push out, I think that thing is just gonna kill every mech that goes around the corner.
So we do see SROT is very smartly, they sent off one of their lights, actually 2 of their lights. Gray Fox, who is open, he's actually missing an arm, so half of his machine guns, and Levitus in the Flea, they are going to grab Sigma, so SROT's going to maintain that 3 cap, in spite of the fact that they seed Theta to Potato Carry. They're still in a very bad crossfire, though. Doesn't fix that issue, even with the 3 cap. I don't know how long they're going to hold. We see Bud Light coming around the corner in that Stone Rhino. Very fitting name, very fitting player, and a very fitting mech coming around there, absolutely just charging him. He's going to push in with his own slave. Good try, Patchy, Rabbit Squirrel. They're going to get Pinky Feldman in the Jenner, and they're crossfired from the other side too by Valkyrie and the Executioner. It's going to be an absolute rout here for the SROT mechs, as we see all of their assaults just down, one after the other. Black Hammond goes down. Penzal in the Skull, he goes down. And at that point, it's just SROT's lights. Levitus even goes down, just absolutely snapshotted by the big bulk of Potato Carry forces. Potato Carry mechs even. And then we just see Gray Fox and Fork the Spoonwrecker going to try and run around and salvage the cap game for SROT.
Bud Light going around the corner, tanking for his team there was very good. He didn't really tank that much. He was dishing out a lot of damage while doing that. So he was killing things left and right.
And the way they made that split was very important.
Yes.
Because you have that big Stone Rhino, that big scary mech that's going to attract all of the fire and focus from SROT. And then you have the Executioner on the other side of that split, just completely, just completing the pincer, literally. And it doesn't get any more perfect than that. You don't want those guys stacked together. You want the Executioner sponging on the back line. You want it inserting those lasers into the rears of those SROM mechs there on that corner. You don't want it with the Rhino. So their split there was absolutely perfect with the Stone Rhino on one side, the Executioner, the faster mech on the other side. Very well played with that split on that corner there from Potato Carry. And we do see Gray Fox is kind of caught out here on Epsilon. He's intercepted by Extra Better and Valkyrie and the Executioner and the Nitger. He is not long for this world. Maybe can kill Valkyrie. See him going in here.
It looks like Fork is trying to help Gray Fox here, killing the Xe as fast as he can.
I think that's a good play to try and get that Xe down. But, of course, here comes Patchy. They do get the Xe down, but here comes Patchy and the Osiris. It's going to 1v1. Both... no, Patchy's leg is open. Gray Fox does go down in that Viper, so it's just going to be Fork the Spoonwrecker. Maybe he can kill Heaven Warrior.
Oh, he goes down.
Nope, that is it. Very well played to Potato Carry. A 7-1 victory. Very clean. Very, very, very clean. I think Esrot had a good starting position, but they shouldn't have ran all their mechs on the Theta. They denied all angles, and in doing so, because they actually took the less ranged mechs, like they had the mid-range Vom Xe, they had the Vom Marauder, they had the AC-10 Rhino, they didn't have as much range as Potato Carry. And we saw that Nitger, that 4AC5 Plasma Cannon Nitger, putting in good work, 724 damage from Extra Better. I think he was one of the big ones that put them in that crossfire. Of course, those Clan AC5s do having about 900-ish meters of range, so legitimately a long-range mech.
Yeah,
very well played.
Having that, you said the Nitger was AC5s, right?
Yes, it was 4 AC5s and a Plasma.
Yeah, I can do some work at range. But having a Night Gear can be a almost a weakling because of its being very big CT and not as fast mech. So they played it right by taking it, using it for range and for
Absolutely.
pushes. What is the next map? Let's see.
So the next map is going to be Viridian Bog. We will be swapping sides.
Yes.
I believe that is correct. We're good to go. Side and swamp map, 5 minutes for team 1. So, yeah, that was, I really, like, SRUT cannot just, like, give up all the map control like that.
Yeah, they need to spread out.
Particularly with the mechs they brought, right? Like, we saw in the previous series with FGRD, FGRD did something like, so they brought more pushing mechs on Bear Claw, right? We kind of saw it happen very similarly with FGRD, where they basically just pushed through Theta and then got stuck on a rock. In fact, on the opposite side of the rock that Skye Rangers got stuck on, right? But they took faster and more aggressive mechs to do it with, and tankier mechs to do it with. So they were able to get to that rock faster. They didn't bleed as much HP doing so, and they weren't as indecisive. It seemed like Skye Rangers were very indecisive there, standing on the Theta cap with all their bigs, especially Pinky Feldman, the Marauder. I'm not sure what he was planning to accomplish, but he's just outranged, outgunned, out-armored, out everything there, standing on Theta with that Marauder. Oh.
I think what I wanted to see from Strat was having their bigs maybe like hide low ground E5 or have their big split like around the ramps. So if they do try to push up, they would have multiple angles to, deal with Potato Society if they did try to push up. But I think they just needed to, survive longer to get more points and try to hold Theta as long as they can without taking too much damage.
Agreed. I think Esrot would have been a lot better off that match. They would have been better backing off of Theta and trying to make more of a concave onto that Theta cap. We can even pull up the map shot a little bit, just a little bit what we're talking about here. Put that over real quickly as these teams ready and lock up. So SROT kind of just balled everything from that south side, just literally just like a cluster, just an absolute cluster of mechs there. Would have been a lot better if maybe, let's say you put the Marauder here. Let's say you put or even the Stone Rhino. Sorry. Let's just say you put the Stone Rhino here. Let's say you put the Marauder here. Let's say you put the XE out wide right. Just with those changes, you make those guys, you pull those guys out of your crossfire, and you give them crossfire onto Theta, meaning PCX has to get aggressive on either one of the side caps, or they have to just push onto Theta, which is just playing to your advantage if you're Esra out there sitting on that Theta cap. Like the way they played, it seemed like to me they didn't realize or they didn't think they could have a cap advantage, which is strange considering they were on south side.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that they literally didn't go for Epsi as well. Like, I feel like Kappa's more dangerous than Epsi in the early game. Both teams could definitely like send wolf packs on side caps, but if you're not playing to catch someone, you just have to worry about the other team trying to catch you. But like you said, Strat should have done what you said. Team
let's
one.
Look at Viridian a little bit.
Yeah, let's look at. So, where do you think Potato will set up, or if they are going to set up, maybe do a receive some or a control strat?
So kind of looking at the lobby right now, we see Esrot is locked in Alpha Charlie on Team 1, which means that says to me they're not really playing left side of the map. They're not going to really be trying to play backwards like we saw FGRD do earlier. I think they're going to be playing more forwards, more aggressively. And to be honest, I think that might benefit them because we kind of saw what happened when the trade game was just evened out. We kind of saw that PCX just took it ahead, literally, with their excellent crossfire onto the SRL mechs sitting on Theta. So
I honestly think Strat may actually do a push. Have Charlie Lens go low ground and have Alpha Lenses go over E5.
I think so too. And this is a elimination match for both of these teams. So I would expect to see things we've not seen before from either side. I would expect to see things coming out of both these teams we haven't seen the entire tournament.
Yeah.
To be quite frankly honest.
For Team 2 side Lances, it doesn't really tell much either. I mean, they could also push, but I don't expect Potato to push.
I would agree. I think after that first game, if you're a Potato carry, you're thinking that you just need to play your game. You need to play your range game. Just play just a very standard round of MechWarrior Online, and you're up a game. You're up not even up a set. Sorry, but you're up a game. You're very very comfortable if you're PCS right now. I think after seeing that last match, but again, it's Viridian Bog. It is, and we have traditionally seen a lot of pushes come from Team 1 side. In fact, I would argue more pushes, successful ones at least, come from Team 1 than Team 2 throughout the duration of this tournament, and that would include in CompQ, I suppose. So, I do see these teams.
I agree.
Readying up. Just about ready here. They do say locked, so I think we're just going to go straight into it. We're launching. Both teams at 480 tons, notably. Not much tonnage deviation here. So ready to go as we load in here. Going back to a little bit what I was saying about that pushing stuff. So if you're really PCSx, you're sticking to the fundamentals here. You're scouting as much as you can because Viridian is the hard map to scout on. It can be a very difficult map to scout on, especially if your people get pushed away or shoved off or whatever the case may be here. So let's talk about some of these mechs here. So I'm on the S-Rod side. We're going to have a Stone Rhino 1. We're going to have a Nightstar 10P. S-Rod really liking that Nightstar 10P. Very off-meta pick. We're going to see an Osiris 1P, Marauder Alpha. We're going to see a Mistlynx G, Viper F, Shadowcat, Mishipeshu, and then the Phoenix Hawk 7S.
I wish I can call their mechs out, but I am so loading. I feel like I am not
So
going to load.
I will go the other mechs here as the match starts. So we're going to have a Stone Rhino from Potato Carry. We're going to have a Stone Rhino 1, Executioner Prime, Ice Spirit J, Charger 3K. We're going to have an Osiris 1P, Firestarter A, Orion 2C, a standard Orion 2C, very notably here, and a Flee 19.
Okay, I am finally in.
Mechs are powering up here, just scrolling through some of these builds a little bit. So we're going to see 4 AC5s, heavy PPC on Edward Ash, the Nightstar 10P. Valkyrie's Executioner is going to be just double large pulse with a bunch of small pulse and micros. Very interesting build, actually. I like it. We're going to see the Ice Spirit J. Pretty standard stuff. Micro pulse with that single flamer. Very good pick from the single flamer. AC10 plasmas from Bud Light Stone Rhino. Normal Flee 19. You're not going to see any deviation there. The Osiris 1P is 2 medium X pulse, 4 HMGs. Going very fast. Going straight to Theta with 3 of the other lights that are next to him. And we see Heaven Warriors Orion 2C. Interesting build here. 3 beam lasers utilizing the HSL Cork with 3 SRM 4s. Just assumably because they're free to fit on that mech with those weapons. Small pulses on the Firestarter. The Shadowcat Mishipeshu from Panazzo on S-Rod side. Beam lasers and LMGs. I like it, actually. I think beams are pretty strong on this map. I like to see the beams coming out from both teams here. Snubnose PPC Smalls and Black Diamond's Phoenix Hawk. Gray Viper Machine Gun Small Pulse. And Missing She, pretty standard stuff. Marauder Alpha, pretty standard. UX5, UX2, and that is going to be it for our builds here.
It looks like Slave is trying to get info on the donut.
It looks like that actually Potato Carry is going to be the ones pushing.
That is, I mean, they have a Charger 3K with medium volume. I don't know how well that's going to do well in the push.
Very interesting pick with that Charger.
Yeah. It looks like
oh, the fight's already starting. We see Valkyr and 3 of Potato Carry's lights are gonna dive Edward Ash. They're pushing him off. Rabbit is gonna jump on Edward Ash. They're also pushing off Carlson. Gadolinium is gonna drop too. Gadolinium is getting actually drilled by Valkyr. Valkyr's not really getting focused. Pinky Feldman is on Valkyr. Valkyr needs to be careful, of course. But Pinky Feldman does go down. This is actually just a crazy fight right now.
Yeah,
Extra Bedroom's about to go down the Charger. We see Patchy kill Edward Ash with a combination of Valkyrie. So can Valkyrie and Edward Ash kill Gadolinium? I don't think they're going to be able to. Gadolinium kills Patchy. Valkyrie's not long for this world. We see good try. He's going to get in as much damage as he can. I don't know if he's going to be able to do enough. Try and get that Stone Rhino down. That's all he can do about this point. He does actually kill Gadolinium. It is pretty even, neck and neck, with Black Diamond and the Phoenix Hawk going down next. We're going to see Heaven Warrior and Bud Light just charging in there, basically full HP with their very high DPS heavies and assaults. They might actually be able to clean up here. His own slave does self-destruct, though, for Potato Carry. Carlson is legged in front of Bud Light. Bud Light's going to take him down. Fork the Spoonwrecker is also legged. Carlson goes down at the exact same time as Fork the Spoonwrecker, and it's just going to be Gray Fox and Panazzo versus the 3 mechs, Flea of Good Try, Bud Light, Stone Rhino, and then Heaven Warriors, Orion.
Them having a Stone Rhino near the end, so healthy, is crazy. I think
absolutely.
I think that mech being alive at the end made it carry.
It's very similar to the Crusader. If you're pushing and there's a number of mechs you see, and you see a Stone Rhino 1 with those AC10s, you just have to kill it first. And that's what Clutch succeeded on doing to Gadolinium's Stone Rhino 1 with AC10s, but that's what Esra did not succeed on doing to Bud Light Stone Rhino for a Potato Carry, and he's basically fresh. And at this point, it's just going to be a full-on, as I'm into the terrain here, it's going to be a full-on route for Esrat's lights. Gray Fox's leg is open at this point. Panazzo is pretty much worse for wear as well. He has an open leg.
I feel like if Srot wanted to catch something right now, it would be the Flea. And if the Flea overextends, but I think the Shadowcat went in too early there.
Yeah, I think the Shadowcat's in. I'm not sure why the Shadowcat dived in there. He just went straight in for that attack, and he's going to go down for it. Gray Fox is going to try and get Sigma. At this point, it's just going to be the last stand of Gray Fox. Who can he kill? I don't think he can stop the pain train that is Good Try's Flea, though. Good Try's leg is open, of course. And then Heaven Warrior, who's completely fresh. believe in you, Gray Fox. Let's see you take out the flea. But of course, the flea is really good range. So the flea actually deviates because he knows his leg is open. That's actually very smart, and they're just sending him away. And that is just it. That Orion with his triple beams and storms just killed Gray Fox just insta.
Man, that was intense. Like that was crazy. That brawl, I didn't expect a brawl from both teams like that.
Yeah, that actually was crazy. That was pretty close, all things considered. I just think the difference in like target prioritization
Yeah.
for the two teams, and I think Esserot's assaults just all standing there, just making themselves a target. I think that kind of just dictated the flow of the battle. Like Potato Carry knew that coming in, and they're just like, okay, we will throw away all of our lights and our executioner to get these men killed, and that's exactly what they did. They did it very well. Meanwhile,
I'm very surprised they focused the Charger first instead of the Stone Rhino.
Yeah, absolutely.
And having Strat when some of their assaults were dropping down, some of them didn't. So if they wanted to drop down earlier, they should have just dropped down together instead of one by one. They bled so much from doing that.
So this time we're going to HPG. We haven't seen HPG. I don't think we've seen HPG yet today. I might be mistaken.
Earlier today, yes. The first game that happened, we did see it.
Oh, okay. Match. Awesome. So we will be seeing HPG for the second time today, if I can find the map. There it is. We're not going to swap sides.
Yeah, we don't need to.
So we'll start the timer for Team 1 there. Well, what is there really to talk about that match? I think there's a lot we could go over for that last match. But I think it might be more prudent to talk about HPG right now. So what can we go over with HPG here?
I think both teams will actually do control on the last match. I don't see Srot like pushing. If they do actually push, it will be like some kind of like mid bomb like push and one like, you know, long range straighter if they wanted to do some kind of push. Same thing with Potatoes, but I feel like Potatoes will do some funny things on the wall. Maybe.
So I actually think a little bit differently. So Potatoes sitting here up 2 matches. I don't think they have to do anything fancy at all. They showed they can play a very standard game on that Bear Claw match, as we saw earlier. They can play a very normal sort of control-y, crossfire-y, sort of positional-based match. I think they're going to do the same here on HVG. And so it's SROT down to their, it could be their final game in this entire tournament here, down here in the losers bracket before they're eliminated. So at this point, I think it's up to SROT to actually just pull something crazy out of their rear ends. Can they do it? I think they definitely can do it. What do you think we might see?
I think if Srot, if they want to do a Hail Mary, I think they would do some kind of push. But doing a push from team 1 side is more trickier than doing it from team 2, in my opinion. So I wonder how they would actually do that if they do a push. But I think Srot might do like a wall thing. Like, I don't know if you saw the first match today. First French did like a wall type of like control. Like everyone was on the wall, no one was in the middle at all, and they were taking side caps or like taking the side cap control. So I don't think Srot will do that, but I think Srot will just actually do a push strat or a regular just control. I don't see anything interesting from Srot.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I'm just absolutely speechless. I don't know. I think SROT just has to really just do something crazy. I can't even I can't even predict what it is that they could do or could not do at this point in time. They just have to be crazy with it. They really just have to be crazy with it. And I think where you might see them being crazy with it is perhaps on the wall coming from that team 1 side. Really, we could see sort of a crossfire approach on the wall. Something maybe like this, something maybe like that. Mm-hmm. It's just really hard to predict, especially on a map like HPG. But again, you're down to your last game potentially in this tournament as SROT. You're just going crazy with it, honestly.
I think they're going to do some Hail Mary, like push strat here. I'm very certain. seeing Srot position himself like Bravo Charlie, they're definitely gonna take more of the south side control, having one of their lights get Epsi for, you know, making sure they don't know what they're doing.
Agreed.
And then Potatoes doing Alpha Bravo Charlie, having more of even you know, playing field, or, you know, map control. They're gonna have people in F4 probably sitting there scouting, and they're gonna have someone jump up to D3 maybe to scout to see if what Strat is gonna do. Looks like Potatoes about to be locked in.
Both teams locking pretty fast throughout this tournament, especially SRA. Actually, very interesting. They're locking so fast. All right. So both teams are locked. We're going to get straight into this third and potentially final match of this series.
Ready? We're launching. Hopefully my game can load fast enough.
True.
I didn't have this problem today.
All right,
Alrighty.
so both teams are coming in here. We're going to look at Clutch first. That's what my camera is. So they have a Highlander 2CA, Jenner 2C, Standard with SERMs, Mistlinks, Eben Dragoon, also with SERMs, Charger number 7, Viper F, Shadowcat D, XCA, and a Crusader 6T.
Did you do Strat there?
I did Clutch.
No. Okay, I'll do Strat. They have a Charger 1A1, Storano Coloss, XCA 6T, Mistlinks G, Phoenix Hog, Viper, and then a Cyrus 1P. I'm wondering what they have in their Coloss.
It looks like an absolute full push. They're just S-Rod is just steaming through this gate right now towards Potato Carry.
It looks like the Coloss has Garcia large and Serms, so I think they're gonna be definitely doing a push right through the middle. Probably push up top. And it looks like Potato is setting up to push into Theta as well here. So we might be seeing a huge brawl in basement, which I did not expect.
So looking at the Coloss, by the way, you were asking about the Coloss. It's 2 Goss, 4 ER large, and 6 CERN 4s. I'm not sure about that, running that in the basement.
Yeah.
I like it because it can shoot onto the wall, but you just have it running into the basement. I'm not sure about that one. See, so we do see S-Rod taking dominant control of Theta. I think Potato Carry knows the gig. They know what's happening. They are fully aware that, like, where are these people, right? That's what you're thinking if you're Potato Carry right now. Like, where are these people? If they're not on the wall, they're not running around. They just took Theta. They full capped it. Well, where could these guys be? Okay. Well, we do see S-Rod Max, the Stone Rhino, Executioner, Crusader, and the Charger, basically all the bigs coming out of Theta. And see, we're running into a problem right now with S-Rod strategy. Nobody on the wall, nobody maintaining any sort of high ground. And so we see the Potato Carry mechs just kind of having a field day over the top of HPG right now, really getting pretty good focus. We see Pinky Feldman is a little bit too far forward in this. Crusader taking a big hit from Good Try and the Jenner. Another big hit. Pinky Feldman's going to be the pick here. His own slave is very hurt. Pinky Feldman is absolutely the kill here. There goes Pinky Feldman. That's not the mech you want to be losing first day in that Crusader. Big brawl happening with Edge Slides coming in the rear Potato Carry mechs. But Potato Carry is just going to press forward and try and kill everything in front of them. Edward Ash, Panazzo, and Galvanima, the Stone Rhino. They're in a crossfire, though. Potato Carry's in a really bad crossfire with Heaven Weird and the Crusader going down next. This is just an absolute brawl from both of these teams right now. Crazy stuff. Black Kaiman and Bud Light basically dying at the exact same time, right together.
Valkyrie going down soon. He's one touch right leg, basically. He goes down.
There goes Savronis. There goes Valkyrie. Pretty even match, though, especially as his own slave is about to go down. And when it does, it's going to be a 4 versus 3. However, Gato and that Stone Rhino getting focused down super quickly by those Serms and machine guns coming from Potato Carry. There he goes down in that super hot Stone Rhino, not able to keep up that firepower with those ear larges and all those Serms together. Just super, super hot. Patchy might be about to go down. Fourth Moonraker does get legged. Patchy does go down. Fourth Moonraker next. Then it's just going to be Good Try, who is legged. This is pretty close. This is pretty close because when Good Try goes down in his leg Jenner, there he goes. He goes down. Gray Fox is pretty fresh. However, the problem now is Extra Better and then Highlander 2CA. That's going to be a big problem for Esra Lights. I think at this point, if you're Esra, you're bailing. You're running for the 7 Suns and you're just going to play a cap game at this point.
I agree with your point there. I think what they should do is have Extra get Theta and then have Rabid go for the side caps here because they know they're getting their own home caps. So Rabid should definitely just go to Epsilon Gamma, but they're not doing that. I think they're gonna go chase and kill. Which
they're wanting to chase. I don't know if that's going to work for them. That Highlander is just really slow. And like the problem is, as far as I can see, let's look at the percentages here. So Gray Fox's legs are orange armor, orangish reddish, but he's not open anywhere. Extra Better than the Highlander, of course, very fresh. Ear PPC Serms. Rabido Squirrel getting a little bit hurt, but he's still pretty good in that mislinks. And then Black Kaiman, of course, though, is basically one shot in the rear and also one shot left leg. So if Potato Carry is aware of that, they might be able to make something happen on that Black Kaiman. They might be able to convert that Black Kaiman pick if they get a good shot on that left leg, and maybe that's what they're hoping for. Of course, we do see the Highlander going down and taking Theta, and we see Rabido Squirrel is going to take Epsilon. So at this point, it's just like an absolute cap game. These guys have spread to the 4 wins.
I think it might be tricky if they do send the Phoenix Hawks and Viper on the Highlander. Yes. I think the Highlander might actually win the 1v2 because how healthy he is right now.
Yes, and the Phoenix Hawk, again, is one good shot, not even a good shot, one bad shot on his left leg from getting legged, and then he's out. Of course, we do see the Highlander pushing towards the Viper and the Phoenix. Will he catch either of them? He might. They do have to do something, though. They need a good shot in here from Clutch, not Clutch. Potato Carry, because Potato Carry is much down on caps. They're down about 200 on the caps right now.
Oh, Extra Better sees the Phoenix Hawk trying to go to the basement here.
Gray Fox is going to... Oh, this is... I don't like this. This is really bad. Gray Fox is just running past the mislinks. I don't think you can afford to run past the mislinks. He's going to certainly try. Mislinks is just getting free damage into him, though, at this point in time. Actually, no, he's not. He's not taking very much damage from the Storms at all.
Wow, they just...
Rabbit Square having trouble. And the Phoenix Hawk made it away, too. He
ran away. Yeah.
So... I think Gray Fox got legged. Gray Fox got legged. Okay, so at this point, if you're Gray Fox, you need to trade out your leg for his leg. That's the only chance you have left in this match. I don't think he's going to get it, though.
I don't think so either. I think Rabbit...
about one shot from going down.
There
he goes. So now it's a 2v1 with Black Kaiman, one shot in the left leg still. Rabbit Squirrel does get very hurt, but of course, look at the caps. It took them so long to do that. That was a great diversionary maneuver. It took them so long. Esrod is sitting on 650 caps right now.
I kind of felt like Stride didn't have to do that, but I think they're still going to win the game because how much they got.
I think that was such a big delay, and it just sucks having the Highlander. The Highlander is just not really relevant. I think it should not have been chasing people around. I think the Highlander needed to just be sitting on caps, unfortunately. And
I agree on that.
Black Kaiman, he knows what the gig is up. He's just going to sit. At this point, they're pretty much on one cap. S-Rod is just about on a one cap. So all Black Kaiman has to do is just deny Gamma. Because even if Extra Better here and then Highlander who's coming over, even if he stands on the cap, all Black Kaiman has to do is deny it for 10, 15, 20 seconds at the cost of his life. Black Kaiman is wiggling in anticipation there, ready for this fight. I think this is going to go in favor of Vesrot, actually.
Yeah, it is.
very good comeback from SROT. We talked about it earlier with some of these teams and their lights not wanting to play caps and wanting to just commit to fights. And we see SROT took those lessons to heart, and they, instead of committing their lights to a fight that it's just impossible they're ever going to win that against a fresh assault, you just have to run and abuse your speed. And that will be game 3.
I'm very
SROT.
surprised in the beginning of the fight when Strat had further, mediums and lights in the basement. So while Potato just literally was all on top of the assaults, I can't believe that they lost that fight.
I think Azeroth just had such a good, they had a good response. Their lights were ready to jump in the back of Potato Carry, and that's really what helped bring that match so close as it was. Well, very well played to both teams. Such a close, really good fight, honestly. That was a great match to watch and a great match to take some lessons from if your team's still in this tournament trying to learn a thing or two. That's a great match to take a lot of lessons from. Well, now at this point,
it is
straight on to Frozen City. We will swap sides.
Yep. This is one of the first few games that are actually going to game 4 here.
Yeah, we've had a lot of just 3-0s in this tournament, actually. Just, I think the majority have games. A majority of games in this entire tournament actually have been 3-0s. Actually, have all of them? I think all of them might have been 3-0s.
Almost all of them have been.
Almost all of them, yeah.
The Mantra and Potatoes actually went to game 5.
Right.
I don't know what to expect for Frozen City here.
I don't know either. I still, like, you're Esra, you're feeling really good after that win. And if you're Potato, you're thinking, okay, well, we need to be more worried potentially about lights capping us out. Potato Carry is still one game away from closing out this series and eliminating Esra from the tournament. Let's take a look here at what a Frozen might look like from these two teams.
I think Potato being on team 1, they have a good advantage. I'm very interested in seeing how Strat will deal with them on team 2. I'm more concerned about what Strat will do.
Absolutely.
I think Potato will definitely just try to keep a 3 cap. I think they should try not to do anything risky. I feel like they've been doing risky things, especially on the last game, having a Highlander up on the wall. I think it should have been closer into the game, way earlier. But
I agree with that, actually. That's a good observation that I didn't really point out when we were in the match. When you have that Highlander is pretty slow.
It is.
And it seemed like Potato Carry was always planning to push that. I thought at first they were looking to receive, which they certainly were at first looking to receive. Maybe they expected Esrot's push, or maybe they didn't, but they were looking to receive at first. They were all standing on the edges of the ramp, looking down for Esrot to just come up right into the fatal funnel, right into the choke point, but they didn't. And then as soon as they realized they didn't do that, they immediately counter pushed, which was a good reaction considering the deck and all the mechs they had and everything like that. But it kind of left that Highlander alone, and he almost wasn't. I don't think he was in the fight very much.
I don't think he was. I think he got there near the end of the fight.
Yeah.
I forgot if Potato actually had a XC in that game.
They did.
I felt like the XC and the Highlanders could have switched roles and would have done much. I think the deck would have been much better, or the game would have been more favored to them. They would have had that
So
Xe like regroup with their team faster than the Highlander.
yeah, I think that would have been smarter just because again, it like the XE can drop down better. It can, like you said, it literally it just does like everything better for what they wanted to do with that Highlander.
Mhm.
Not saying the Highlander's a bad pick, but again, it's just very slow.
Yes.
And like we both agreed, I think that Highlander was not really in the fight, especially not during the thick of it. And imagine if if the roles were reversed, you had that Highlander in the fight just a little bit sooner, and then the Xe coming in, the speed difference might have made the difference for Potato Carry in that last match.
It looks like both teams are ready and ready to launch. So
absolutely, let's launch into this fourth game. Excited to see a fourth game here.
Yeah,
actually,
me too. I didn't expect
really,
it.
I think anything can happen. I think these teams have proven, both these teams have proven they're actually pretty versatile, especially Potato Carry. Of course, again, one more for SROT, and they are out of the match or out of the tournament. So we'll see what they pull out for this drop.
All right, I'm actually in the game already. Do you want me to go to team 1 or team 2?
I will start with Potato Carry, team 1.
Okay.
So we'll start with the Osiris 3D, a Stalker 5S, Annihilator 1P, Arctic Wolf 2, interesting pick, Hellfire Void, Corsair 7A, love that mech, great pick to trade with, Flea 19, and a Shadowcat D.
On my side, I see a Shadowcat B, a Viper F, Osiris 1P, Sunrhino 2, XCM, Ice Ridge J, Javelin 11A, and a Bloodass Rancor. So
very interesting. Looking at some of these builds, Pinky Feldman's Rancor, for example, does not have the micros you traditionally found in the Rancor. I think that's a little bit of a mistake there. Gadolinium Stone Rhino, Gossier Larges, of course, Edward Ash, Ice Ferret, very standard. Javelin 11A from Fourth Spoon Record. That's a very eccentric pick. I don't think we've seen a Javelin 11A the entire tournament. I don't know if we've seen a Javelin 11A the entire year.
I've actually
the first time this year.
I think I've brought it in one year or one of the tournaments, but I don't remember.
Exactly. Like, it's a very eccentric pick. I'm not sure they hope to accomplish with that. In theory, it's not that bad, but just a very mid-rangey sort of pick. Tux, Nat Osiris, Light Machine Guns Medium, X-Pulse, extra better than the Annie, of course, ER Larges, trading against the SROT mechs, the Hag stepping onto Theta for free, the Hag Hellfire, with the Hag 30 and the Large Pulse. We see the Goss ER Large from the Corsair. Interesting, only 3 ER Large, not 4. Good try on the Flea, of course, the normal build. Shadowcat, pretty normal stuff. Stalker, 6 ER Large, about what you'd expect. And of course, the Arctic Wolf. We've seen this build in the past, or very similar, with the 2 ER Larges and the 4 Storm 6. It was brought a fair bit last year.
I kind of like seeing what SROT's trying to do here. They're pushing Upper City, trying to get Epsi and Gamma control, I'm assuming. And they want to push their bigs probably in.
So trades are right now going in favor of Clutch. We see SROT's Pinky Feldman down to 83, Gadolinium 78, Gray Fox even 80, and of course Panazzo, I think that's how you say that. Sorry if I botched your name. And the Executioner down to 90. Rabbito Squirrel, though, is taking a lot of damage for Potato Carry in that Arctic Wolf. I think he needs to just keep his head down a little bit. Great logo on the back with the NASA logo. Love to see it. Potato Carry, of course, is sitting on the 3 cap, right? So SROT is going to have to react at this point. Pinky Feldman is starting to get even more and more hurt in that Bloodass. Gadolinium as well.
It looks like
this is a little bit troubling.
It looks like SROT is pushing into Gamma right now, and they're going to try to chase Slave and the Shadowcat, and might even get the Stalker if he's not fast enough backing up here.
Pinky Feldman is in a deep spot of trouble here. Patchy and the Osiris could literally just dive Pinky Feldman and get that kill right now. I don't think he realizes that Pinky Feldman is so close, but of course, Pinky Feldman is just getting beat to absolute piss by the all of Clutch's mechs, really. And he's just got halved 45 and he gets caught out dead. That's absolutely shocking. Gadolinium will not be far behind. We do see, however, a light offensive from Esrot coming in the rear of Potato Carry. Gray Fox is legged in the Viper in the air. He's going to go down in short order. He's not legged, actually, but he will still go down in short order.
He's tanking very well here.
He is actually tanking a lot of damage and a lot of fire from the Zero Largest from Clutch. Clutch? Or I keep saying Clutch. I scribble everybody's names. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's...
Potato Carry is... Screwed up Revenant's names earlier. I'm so sorry, everyone watching. We do see, of course, Valkyrie and the Corsair going down. Extra better. Potato Carry's extra better going down next in that Annihilator. They do get Panazzo and Tux, though. Good try in the Fui 19. They're just coming the rear there. Patchy and good try. Can they clean up the rest of Esrot's lights? I think they're going to be able to. Looking at the score, actually, it's less close than I suspected it would be. It's just Fork the Spoon Retro and Fork the Spoon Wrecker even, and Edward Ash just left in those two mechs. And to try and run and get caps. Of course, Esrot is doing... No, so that's...
Potato, right? Or straw?
Potato Carry.
Okay.
Potato Carry.
Mm.
That's it. Match.
I'm actually very surprised how Srot took a lot of damage going in. Maybe they were exposing themselves to the traders on that rock there, but I felt like Srot could have actually pushed. I think if they were more healthy, I think they could have won that push there. But
great radio cast from me as well, just absolutely screwing everything up. Really epic. I guess everyone's got to do it once, so.
No really high damage. The highest damage was extra better in the Annihilator 1P with 652 damage. Other than that, it's pretty much even on the board. Only one double D on Srot's side, which was the Viper.
And that is going to be it.
Yes, that is it. When is the next game going to be?
Let us take a look.
Is
I think it's in quite a while.
I think that's in an hour or two, right?
Yeah, I think it's in an hour. So we're gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna take a bit of a break.
Yes.
And we will be back for the last game of the night, which should be KDCM versus 228 Reapers. Of course, well played to Potato Carry. I'm sorry I botched your name like 800 times in a row. I'm absolutely exhausted, as maybe everybody can tell. And I just screwed up the last cast. Really cool. Still great to see. Esrot did a good job, of course, especially on that HPG match, pulling that back. That was really strong performance, able to pull that match back. So well played to both teams. And we will be back. Let's see. When will we be back? About an hour from now. It should be about, I think an hour and 15 minutes. I believe an hour and 15 minutes. It should be 8:45 my time. So it should be an hour and 15 minutes. And we'll end stream here. Thank you, Chicken Man, so much for casting with me.
Yeah, you're great. So thanks for being here.
And thank you everybody for watching. And we will be back for the final match of the night. KDCM versus 228 Reapers.
Alrighty.
See you guys then.
Yeah, see ya.